Welcome to Season 3 of the Take the Leap podcast. We want to thank you for being a part of this journey with us.
Whether you're just starting to tune in or you're a longtime listener of the podcast, you can expect to hear from entrepreneurs in all stages of their journey, how they got to where they are, and all the mistakes and victories they've had along the way.
We're excited to share new guests and have some returning folks from our first 2 seasons. Thank you for being here, and we hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome back, everyone, to the Take the Leap podcast. Tori, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It is kind of warm in my office, though. It is almost 78 degrees. So I
Jealous.
right?
Well, you know what, though? It's not raining in Portland right now.
Good.
It is. Actually, the sun is peeking out a little bit. Like, it's definitely bright.
Nice.
But it's like kind of like an overcast bright, if that makes sense. Like,
that totally makes sense.
The sun kind of keeps peeking out, but it's mostly a cloudy day. However, we are not forecasted for rain for like another couple weeks. So
awesome. That is really good.
So yeah, we're going to have a dry couple weeks. We're going to see some bits of sun. This is all followed by like a literal like 70 some degree day we had the other week. And the sun was out all weekend and it was beautiful. And now it's just dry and cloudy, which, you know what, I'll take.
Yeah, we've been really nice here too. We are actually getting 80-degree weather. So like, I think I complained to you last year. We went straight from like 70s to 90s with like no 80-degree band. And so we are getting like normal-ish weather, even though we did have like a 90, we had like a 95, maybe it was even like a 99-degree day back in March. So that I was like, oh my God, no, it's not time yet. So anyways, y'all didn't come to hear about the weather, but it is warm here in Las Vegas, as it usually is. But we are going to recap our conversation with Naomi Hattaway.
What a great convo that was.
Yeah. So last week, we had the episode with Eunice, which I know Naomi through Eunice. And so we decided to bring their episodes back to back in this one. But it was so much fun to dive deeper with Naomi and just get an update on where she is with her life and her business, and really, really dive into the topic of like leaving well and sabbaticals and succession planning. And so I think one of the really interesting things that we talked about was this idea of, 2 weeks notice being enough time to basically exit a job and an organization. And one of the reasons I think, especially if you're not in kind of those like higher upper level leadership positions, that you basically give like that amount of notice, even if you do know that you're going to leave, for another job or something, because you never know if a company might just say, oh yeah, Ashlan, well, bye, you can leave tomorrow. And then you just don't get that like 2 weeks of pay. And then you're just like, oh my God, I didn't expect that. Though most of the jobs that I have left at this point were like begging me to be like, can you do more than 2 weeks? And I'm like, I don't really want to.
That also goes to show like a lot of people leaving workplace. There's not a lot of examples that we have in our culture of people leaving from a company, and organizations having the culture for them to be able to leave well, right? So when it is a really toxic environment, you got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
But also, even if it's not a toxic environment, but there's no systems in place for it, or there's no examples, like, yeah, you're right. Like an employee is going to feel uncomfortable. Even if they are a really good employee and they want to, I mean, they probably are, like, even if they are just trying to do a good job and set people up, and it's hard.
Yeah. And I mean, I think an important thing too is that healthy workplace cultures can create conditions where people would actually be able to say like, hey, I have this other great opportunity, because I mean, there are times where you're just like, oh my God, I'm so tired of working here. I'm going to go look for something else, But there are other times where it's just like you network with somebody or you get a great opportunity or like, your partner gets hired in another, like, another location. Like I've met so many people who are like, oh, I ended up here because my husband's job moved him here. And then I had to go like look, I had to go look for something. It wasn't like I wanted to leave my job, but because, they had the higher paying position, we chose to do that. Or, or I've heard of people having just like such specific careers and industries that you can only move certain places. So one person, has to sacrifice. But yeah, it would be nice if we had a workplace culture where people could actually talk about it, because there's been so many times where like you're like, hey, I can't hit up like my current boss to be like a reference for this
Right.
new job that I think I'll be great at. So you're like hitting back up your past employer. Or I didn't talk about it on that episode, but there was a job that I was at for like 6 years that they hadn't communicated well to HR, like when my actual last working day was. And so I didn't get an exit interview because they were like, oh, we thought you were working on such and such day. And I was like, nope, I already had a plan to be at
Yeah.
that day. um, and I think I was taking like a class or something. So I was just like, I'm definitely not coming back like the next Monday or something like that,
Right.
for it. So yeah, I thought that was really, really interesting. But yeah, I feel like we have more examples of like bad departures than we do of good departures. And I think it was really interesting to talking to her about like what, not only what it does to like the person leaving, but what it does to the people who are left behind, and like if
Yeah.
they do or don't really have like a support for dealing with that as well.
Yeah, it's hard. It shouldn't be because it's such a natural part of life. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how she worded it, but she said it's pretty inevitable that something's going to happen to your employees, whether it be a new opportunity came up for them, something happened in their life that made them need to stop working,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they die. Like there are things that we can't control.
Yeah.
But we do know without a doubt that most employees are not going to stay for, well, not
Forever.
most, all employees, including you,
Yeah.
not going to be there forever. And so the fact that we're so weird about it, it's so taboo, and we don't talk
Mm-hmm.
about it and we don't plan for it is actually not a strategic way to run our businesses.
Totally.
Because we know it's
Yeah.
coming. And then we're shocked by it every time.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I think there was one place too that I worked that, I had told the leadership that I was leaving, and I don't think I could tell my peers until
Yeah.
like the week that I was leaving.
Mhm.
And
I've had
and we
that
had to
before.
do like, yeah, and we had to do so much knowledge transfer because at that time, I was an account manager. And so I was just like, hey, Tori, here's all the people you're going to talk to, and do that like handoff and make sure that they didn't, freak out about it. But yeah, yeah, it makes it
I
hard
even
on
had that.
everybody.
Yeah, it's really jarring to everybody, and I've even had that with a client before where like our contract was coming to an end and I decided not to renew with them because I just didn't have the bandwidth to give them
Hmm.
what they needed moving forward. And I was ready to take on different projects with other people. So
Yeah.
I decided to kind of close that relationship. And they, like, because I had been so involved, like I'd worked for them for a long period of time. I knew a lot of the employees there. And even though I wasn't part of the team in that way, I
Hmm.
still really wanted to, like, say goodbye and like, here's how you can get a hold of me, that kind of a thing. And the main contact there actually asked me not to tell anyone yet. And then, yeah, like as we
Oh.
were finishing our offboarding, that's when I finally just reached out to everybody because they never communicated that I wasn't going to be working with them anymore. And even in that kind of a scenario, like I wasn't an employee, I wasn't there on site. I
Mhm.
wasn't, I had relationships. I had built relationships with
Yeah.
people. And I think even in that situation, I'm like, why am I experiencing this? I'm not an employee, but like
Mhm.
it felt so strange.
Yeah.
And I think even in that kind of a situation, it's why are people so weird about it? I don't get it.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes too people can take it really personally and not think of like, like
Yeah.
the lever,
Yeah.
and why. And then, also I think by the same token, like you don't owe anybody an explanation for your actions either, like,
Oh,
as well. And so I think it just creates such a weird like imbalance of a vacuum, and then also you don't know, like, because there's been places that I've left where I actually still know people there who are like really, really close to me. And so like you hear some of the things that were said and some of the reasons. And I'm just like, oh, that's BS. Like, like to explain it in that way, or, I feel like it's almost better to like, I don't know, if they have like a very neutral, opinion of it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But I
Where,
thought one of the really interesting things that she said as well is to ask, even before joining an organization. So, either in your onboarding or in your interview process, like, what is your process for when someone leaves? And I feel like that is just so powerful.
it's also so telling
Yeah, yeah.
the way they respond to that.
Yeah, because I know that when I have applied for positions where clearly I wasn't the first person in this role, I will ask that question like, hey, like, if you can share it all with me, like, why did the person who was in this role leave? Or, what, sometimes I ask that in a different way of like, what would have made the person in this role more successful, or what were some of the gaps that you saw in that previous person, or something like that, because it is very telling the way that they answer that question. And the more in the interview process you can get a sense of what a workplace culture is like, I don't know if I had told you this a long time ago. I interviewed at Yahoo out in Hillsboro, and they had just been, like, I think the week or two before, just been like bought out by Verizon or something like that. And so one of the folks that I like interviewed with, it was a Zoom, like through Zoom. They weren't like physically in the office. But I was sitting with somebody, and like I threw him that question. I was like, hey, with the acquisition by Verizon, what is going to happen to the people in
Yeah.
this office?
That's a fair
And
question.
he like did not have a good answer. And he was like, oh, like he fumbled over it, like, oh, like we're still figuring things out and things haven't made decisions. And I was like, that sounds like this is on the chopping block. Like, which,
Yeah.
mergers and acquisitions always create, a little bit of a vibration
Friction. Yeah.
and then I found out later, like 3 months after I would have accepted that job, that they had like mass layoffs in that location. And I was like, thank
And you
God.
likely would have been part
Oh,
of that.
totally. Because
Yeah.
I would have been one of the first, or like the last
Mhm.
people hired. Plus, it was all the way in Hillsboro. I lived in North Portland. I was like, that was going to be such a bitch of a drive every day.
That would have been insane, especially
Yeah.
now. I feel like because that was a while ago. I feel
Uh
like
huh.
traffic's even worse now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think that was around 2017. I think it would have been around like 2017 or yeah, around then. It was right before I got the job at Logical Position, because I was looking really hard at all of that. Um, but yeah, a couple of other things that she said that I thought was really interesting is that knowledge transfer does not mean creating the perfect binder.
Oh my god,
Because I feel like
the binders.
the binder, all the SOPs, everything, like it just,
And everybody made a new one.
no, of
And then
course, yeah,
yeah, and then nobody followed it.
no, yeah. Well, I think that's the thing too, is that like anybody who comes into any role or any position, one needs to be allowed to make it their own, and two, just like you can assume that there's going to be so much learning on the job that you're just going to have to get after that. But yeah. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is when we talked about sabbaticals and like what we can
That's right.
do to help people step away and also re-enter. So it wasn't a sabbatical thing, but I had a friend who worked at an organization that um, if they took any kind of leave, like she took leave to have her baby, they actually had a bounce back email that said, like, she is not coming back until this date. Anything that is emailed to her is being automatically deleted so that she
Comes back
doesn't come
next
back
week.
to like a zillion emails,
That's so nice.
with instructions that they could like schedule send it again for that date, which I thought was just genius. So yeah, I think, I mean, we've all been there, right? In order to take a vacation, in order to take a break, we're just doing like so much work to get the hell out of,
Yeah.
to get the hell out of there, that it does require work on the organization's part to
I
make
can't
that
tell you
possible.
how many times I just took like a 4-day weekend, and just to get that 4-day weekend, I worked twice as hard that week.
Mm-hmm.
If like I would put in like 10 to 12-hour days every single day of the
Mm-hmm.
week leading up to that 4-day weekend.
Yeah.
So 2 days off from work.
Mm-hmm.
I put in so much extra time just to have a very quick little
Trip.
rest
Mm-hmm.
that did not last very long, and was probably still blown up on my cell phone the whole time.
Oh
Like, I
no.
just I can't tell you how many times and how many different positions just going away for a 4-day weekend caused a problem
Yeah.
for my
Yeah.
managers.
Yeah. Also, I feel like putting like an out of office that just says if the building hasn't burned down, if like if nothing has imploded, please do not bother me.
Right?
Because it really isn't that big
It's
of a deal
not.
or an
It's not.
emergency. Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing is that important.
Yeah. Well, anyways, any other thoughts on our conversation with Naomi? I feel like we'll always have her back because she's
Always.
so calming and so great to chat with.
It was so great chatting with her, and our conversation, like, I feel like we really went deep this time
Mm-hmm.
into just like different cultures and different organizations, and how to really just live life with like a purpose. And it just was
Mm-hmm.
really, really, like you said, calming and great. So I can't wait to have her back again.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, let's transition to our favorite part of these episodes. Tori, what is one of your wins for this week?
Yeah, the win for this week. So I talked about this last time. I am feeling very cluttered, very disorganized. I was really sick for a little bit there. And so we've started the process of like spring cleaning our house, not just like our home and like all the systems that are kind of out of whack because of that, but also in my business. And so like
Nice.
taking some time to go through the things in my office, the things that had stacked up, just like little random bits of clutter here and there. And like my desktop, the things that like cluttered my laptop because I was just doing things really quickly to get them done and go back to bed, when I was really sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just I feel like I can take a breath of fresh air right now, knowing that a lot of my systems are starting to come back. And then applying that, like you have systems in your business, but like there's also systems we have in our house. We have a toddler, right? And like we have certain things that happen, and things have a home, and the kitchen operates in a certain way.
Yeah.
And all of that just got completely out of whack when we were really sick. And
Yeah.
so again, just cleaning, organizing, and starting to get back to normal feels amazing. And I feel like my head is just so much more clear.
Yeah.
That is my win. What is
I love
yours?
that. It's so funny because I feel like that's what my husband has been doing today since our friend was here for, I think he was here for how many days was that? 1, 2, 3, 5 days. So John is like, I need to go clean everything today, which I'm very
It
proud
is
of him for.
time.
Yeah, it is time. So win for me is one of my clients, I found out later after I finished her website project, she had been looking for somebody to help her redesign her website for 3 years and
Oh
hadn't
my
found
gosh.
somebody, yeah, somebody who was a good fit and who would listen to her and like take in all of the information and be patient. So we wrapped up her website builds, and then she is so excited about it and been telling everybody. But I thought what was really cute too is she came back to me and she wants support with social media. So did
Nice.
such a great job that she's looking for like that next step. So I'm really, really excited. Got a proposal out to her and seeing what they will say to that, because her
Yay.
it's really cute. Her daughter is also getting more involved in her business so that she can take it over, which I know she's also
That's
really
awesome.
excited about that too. So yeah,
That's really cool. I love
yeah,
that.
it is really sweet.
And
Um,
congrats. That's exciting.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Okay, what is your do better for this week?
Yes, I mean, I think right now, and maybe it's just because I've been like a little bit out of it because I was sick for
Mm-hmm.
so long. And I feel like life has just been a little bit chaotic this year. Like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden it's like May, and I don't know how that happened.
I don't know either. I feel like April zoomed by.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just like I don't know, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like there's so many people, like so many friends that like I haven't like followed up with, or like somebody texted me and said, "Hey, I really want to grab dinner with you soon. I miss you." And I just didn't even fucking respond to them for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And again, like I know I was sick, so giving myself a little bit of grace there, but like
totally.
I just feel like I've been so bad at like responding, and not just responding but like also being the person to check in. And
Mm-hmm.
so that is my do better right now. That's kind of something that's been on my mind, is to check in with my friends, not just when we're planning something, or not just when we need something, but just like how are you doing? I miss
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
because I've been bad at that lately.
yeah. It's hard to do. It's hard to
It
remember to
is.
do. Yeah.
It is. We all get so wrapped up in our own lives, but I think
Mm-hmm.
when you are building your own community and building your own village, it's really important for you to be the villager
The
too,
good villager. Yeah.
show
Mm-hmm.
up, and that's how you build it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember that, and
I
trying
love that.
to remember check in with people. So
Absolutely.
yeah, what about you?
I need to get better at like
Mm,
monotasking and stop bouncing between projects.
fair.
I think recently I've been like I've had just like too many tabs open. So yeah, that is my reminder for myself. And then also take like when you finish something, taking the mental break before jumping into something new. I think that that's something that I've been forgetting to do, and then it just you get like really tired and bogged down and can't be as productive because you didn't look away at all from it as well.
Exactly.
So
So important. And I know you're a person that likes walks.
yeah.
Walking really does, like in the middle of my workday, like stepping away from it. It's not just taking a
Hmm.
break before doing the next task, but like physically removing yourself
Leaving.
from your office, even
Totally.
if it's not a full walk, or you just walk
Yeah.
around your house or something. But like there's that does wonders for me
Totally. Yeah.
when I follow my own advice.
Advice. I love it. Okay. Last but not least, what is your piece of media content you're into this week?
Okay, so this is a little bit cheating, but my husband bought tickets for us to see Phantom of the Opera this weekend. And
Ah,
I'm really excited. I'm also really excited that we're not sick. Um, so I'm really excited to go see that. And so, in preparation for that, I rewatched Phantom of the Opera, and I
oh,
forgot how
nice.
much I loved that movie.
Yes.
It was
And the
so good.
music.
I've never seen the play.
You've never seen, oh, you're going to love it.
I'm so excited.
I've
So,
seen it like, or I saw it twice when I was a little kid. My grandma took me when we were in Hawaii. And so she took me the first time, and because like this, there's the chandelier that like
mhm.
falls. It didn't work correctly the
Oh
first time I
no.
went. So she took me like a second time. My
Oh,
mom was like, this is insane. Those are such expensive tickets. But I don't think my grandpa went with my grandma. And so she like took a kiddo. Well, and I was the only kid that liked like plays and stuff like that. So she took me to Cats, Phantom. I feel like there's something else she took me to as well. But yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So yay. I'm so excited for you. It's such a good play.
I'm so excited. My husband's going with me. He's not the biggest musical fan, but he knows how much like this is one that I was like, if this ever comes back to Portland or like wherever in
Mm-hmm.
a city where it's at, like
Yeah.
this is one that I've really been wanting to
To
see.
see. Yeah.
And
Is it
so when
the
we saw
Keller?
it, yeah, it's at the Keller.
Nice. Nice.
So when we saw the tickets for it, he was like, "All right, let's just do it. I know you really want to go." So
Nice. All
yeah,
about the birthday package. What
yeah,
a good man.
he's a
The best
wonderful, yeah,
husband.
and he still bought me a bunch of books.
I know. What a
It's just
sweetheart.
like so sweet. I'm
Yeah,
like, what? You're spoiling me.
I love
And
it.
now I feel like I need to step it up because he really spoiled me this year.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm gonna need to step it up for his birthday. But his birthday's not till December, so
I
I
was
have
gonna
time.
say. Yeah, he's this 27th, 29th.
27th, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you guys are both 27s. I remember that.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
That is funny. We have a lot in my family. We have a lot of 19s and 29s in my
That's so
family.
funny.
It's
I wonder what that
yeah. So I
means.
don't know what it means.
Should look up the numerology and
I
see like
know
and see if
around
there's
that.
any like patterns
Yeah.
that you can
Ones
see.
and because 2 and 9 would be so yeah, we're ones and twos if
That's
you
cool.
combine the things. So
That's so cool.
yeah.
I love that. I love that for you.
Um,
What about you? What have you been watching, listening to, etc.?
we have been rewatching What We Do in the Shadows, which is hilariously
Is that
funny.
good?
I love it. It's
Okay.
so funny. So there's three like well, actually there's like five main characters. A husband and wife vampire pair, Nadja and Laszlo, and then Nandor, and then Guillermo, who is Nandor's familiar, and then Colin Robinson, who is an energy vampire. So he like works in an office with like cubicles and like just like feeds off of people by like boring them to death basically. It's you should watch it. I feel like it's
Okay.
something that you guys could put on the background with the kiddo because he would
Hmm.
not catch anything at all. But
Hmm.
yeah, some of the writing is just really funny. But they live
Okay.
in Staten Island, New York, and they were like sent, from overseas to take over the United States for vampires. And
That's
so
funny.
there's like a documentary camera film crew like following
I love
them and
this.
doing that. It's just you'll think it's hilarious. And the episodes are really quick and yeah. And they have some of like the funniest like just concepts in it. Like there's like a werewolf battle in one episode and just all these different,
It's
different
like The Office, but with
things.
vampires.
Basically, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's
I
really
like this.
funny. It is good.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. I'm looking for like an easy show for us to watch. I honestly though have been considering just rewatching Schitt's Creek,
Oh
um,
yes,
because I've been really
yes,
wanting to.
yes. I think we've rewatched that like 3 times
It's
already.
so fucking
It
good.
is so
It's
good.
like never not funny. Like all the lines hit.
Yeah,
The acting all around is incredible.
yeah.
Like it's perfect. Although Dan Levy just came out
He's
with a
in
new
a new
show
show. Yeah, we
and I
watched
haven't
that.
seen it yet.
I fell asleep during it, but we started watching it. Well, they watched all of it when my in-laws were here the other month or the other weekend,
Okay.
and they really liked it too. So
Okay, good to know.
yeah,
I will write that down.
yeah. It was. I caught the beginning and I caught the end, and it was funny. So,
Perfect.
but I mean, he's a good actor
Yeah.
as well.
And he's a good
So,
writer and producer.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
He's great.
yes. Major talent. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Well, now I have some new shows
I
on my
was going to
list
say new
because
shows. Yeah,
we're struggling to find one that we're jiving with
yeah.
right now.
One, it's good because they're like 30 minutes long. So like you can watch
Nice.
one and
Yeah.
just, or whatever it is, because well, I guess they are the full 30 because if you have Hulu with ads or whatever. But
Right.
anyways, all right.
All
Well,
right. That was a
thank you
good
everyone. I
episode.
know. Thank you everyone for
Yes.
um listening and tuning in with us today. As always, you can email at us at aloha@taketheleap-today.com or DM us on Instagram, and we will see you next week with some more episodes. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Take the Leap podcast. Check out our show notes to connect with us and our guests. If you have questions about the episode or ideas for future topics, send us a direct message on Instagram or email us at aloha@taketheleap-today.com. If you're interested in being a guest, fill out the guest interest form on our website.
If you're a new entrepreneur who is looking for a roadmap to move your business idea forward, check out the Take the Leap course on our website, taketheleap-today.com. Members who join the course also have an opportunity to join us in bi-weekly co-working and group coaching calls to build momentum and work on your business.
And if you'd like a flavor of what we offer, sign up for our free webinar with the 9 essential steps you need to launch your business with clarity and confidence. See you next time.